You know, today is a different day because today I want to talk about a interesting topic which I actually can assure you that I have never spoken about or brought up in a conversation is this very interesting word, Down syndrome. Now you've probably heard about this word before. Some of you be like, well, I've never heard of it. What is this? Is this some sort of disease? No, it is not a disease. It is something genetic with your chromosomes. So let's talk about it. Down syndrome, sometimes called Down syndrome, is a condition in which a child is born with an extra copy of their 21st chromosome, hence its other name, trisomy 21. I did not know that. This causes physical and mental development delays and disabilities. Now, you've probably seen, or if you've never seen a person with Down syndrome, is often, well, most of the times, or I think all the times really, is that they look different than us. I don't really like labeling, but I guess that's the way society is, goddammit. You got the normal people, which, just for clarifying, everyone is good in their own way. I'm not saying that these people are less than us. They're just as good as us. So don't you damn think I'm against it. I got autism myself, right? I know what it feels like being labeled and shit. So, you know, they're just like us. They just have physical appearances that are different, and they can, unfortunately, are restricted to some certain things. I'm not saying they all are, but majority of the time, people with Down syndrome are restricted. So it's a very interesting thing, so let's talk about it. So, for those who don't know, a kid with Down syndrome would look like this. Physical appearance are different than, quote-unquote, a normal baby, right? It's an illustration of the facial features of Down syndrome. It's a very interesting thing, and I've actually, from my personal experience as someone with autism, there was a thing back in the days, I don't know if it's actually still a thing, a park for people with special needs, specifically for people with special needs that have had autism, people with Down syndrome. I used to go there once in a while, and I have encountered a few people with Down syndrome in my life, and I can vouch and tell you that they are probably the sweetest people ever that I've ever met personally. They are so amazing. So, man, they are fucking beautiful people. Appearance wise, personal wise, they are so great people. They are probably one of the nicest people I've ever met, and probably will ever met in my life. I'm getting goddamn tears. I don't know why I'm getting tears, but they're amazing people, man. Really, from my experience, they're blessed, man. Honestly, unfortunately, a lot of people do look. Unfortunately, you have people in society that do look bad on them, because of their appearances. But they're just like us, you know. They unfortunately need often help, which we are there to provide for them. So what causes Down syndrome? Down syndrome is a genetic disorder, I said, caused when abnormal cell division results in an extra full or partial copy of chromosome 21. This extra genetic material causes the developmental changes and physical features of Down syndrome. So it all comes down to physical appearances, but also inside, you know. So this is a question that I always used to wonder, and now I can finally answer that question. How do you know if your child has Down syndrome? Short neck with excess skin at the back of the neck, flattened facial profile and nose, small head, ears and mouth, upward slanting eyes, often with a skin fold that comes out from the upper eyelid and covers the inner corner of the eye. Now, you won't really often spot, or at least I haven't seen a lot of people with Down syndrome, but the most that I see were goddamn proper functioning people. Like really proper functioning people. I don't know how old people with Down syndrome in general get, or how old they become. But I think they get pretty old as well. But they're really kind people, man. I've never really spoken to one of them, but whenever I see one, it's just pure happiness and joy. It's beautiful. So, at what age is Down syndrome diagnosed? People also ask, right? The test is typically performed in the first trimester, between 10 and 13 weeks of pregnancy. What is the life expectancy? What is the life expectancy of someone with Down syndrome? This is a very interesting one. Today, the average lifespan of a person with Down syndrome is approximately 60 years. That is really old. As recently as 1983, the average lifespan of a person with Down syndrome was 25. Now, I'm going to judge that because of the fact that probably our health insurance is better nowadays, food is better. In general, our life circumstances are much better, I'm going to assume, than almost 40 years ago. Wow, 60 years, that is very old. I'm impressed. Just look at that, guys. I don't know about you, but sorry, I just scored about. Maybe I should put this a little bit lower. Can you guys read this? Sorry, little focus. Gorgeous, really beautiful. Wow, that's really old. 60 years. That's really old. Alright? And the reason I'm surprised is I did not know they got that old. That's beautiful. Does Down syndrome run in family? Does Down syndrome run in families? All 3 types of Down syndrome are genetic conditions relating to the genes, but only 1% of all cases of Down syndrome have a hereditary component passed from parent to child through the genes. These are some fucking difficult words, my man. Heredity is not affecting trisomy 21. So same with autism. It is a genetic thing. And I've often said with me being autistic that I'm disappointed in the fact that I got autism, because there have been a lot of times, and still to this day, that I would love to know what life is without autism, functioning proper in society, because I unfortunately will likely never be able to work for someone later because of how I think and do. I'm just totally different than the rest of the people that I've come across to, and it is because of my autism. It makes me different, it makes me unique as a person, how I think, how I do. It's the same with people with Down syndrome in general. They think and they act different. They are sort of in their own world, just as I am. Some people won't understand what this means, but people that have autism themselves, they can highly like relate to what I'm saying at this moment. You probably, just as I, like being alone, spending time alone, but once in a while love spending time with family and real friends, but also like and value our own privacy, and also like being in their own world. Let me know down in the comments below if you also have that and have no friends. That's me. I mean, I'm not saying just because you have autism or Down syndrome that you can't have friends. I bet you a lot of people with Down syndrome has friends, you know. But it's a very interesting thing. Let me show you. So this is a kid with Down syndrome. I mean, I don't get why people bully kids with these appearances, man. They're just like the rest of us. These are just normal people, just with different appearances and thinking-wise. This is a kid with Down syndrome. You might think he's ugly, but I disagree with you. I think he's gorgeous the way he is. Because it's not his fault, right? He didn't ask to be this. I think this is a grown-up, or maybe a kid. I would assume this is a grown-up. See how happy she is? And they are mostly, in general, very happy. This is, I think, a woman with Down syndrome has a fourth organ transplant. Also, a woman with I want to say autism. God damn it! Sorry, it's not the same thing. It's different, but it's both the same genetic-wise. Like it's a genetic thing, right? Autism can never be cured. Down syndrome can never be cured. But don't get it wrong. There's a lot of good things with people that have Down syndrome in the Netherlands, at least, right? That's a very interesting fact. I finished school about a year ago, right? And they just taught us that certain companies, or just companies in general, when they hire hire people that have a different background, that have Down syndrome, they actually get a percentage more by the government. So that's why you, not often, but you will see when you're in the Netherlands, right? You will see sometimes people that have Down syndrome work at the Jumbo, work at the Blokker, because they hire them. Because it's also fair to give them a chance. They are also people that deserve chances and need chances in society. They have also got to show what they are capable of. These people are fucking clever. Don't get it twisted. Just like people with autism. Very, very clever. This is what a baby looks like with Down syndrome. And it's gorgeous. I don't get why people think this is ugly. This is beautiful in my eyes. But I guess it depends on what you think about it, right? Judgmental is really sad. And it's not just only white people that get Down syndrome. You've also got black kids that have Down syndrome. Just letting you guys all know, it's not just one color thing. It's a there we go. This is a kid that got Down syndrome. You see, it's not just only white people. I'm not sure how much chance. You know what I mean. It's beautiful. They're nice people, man. From my experience, at least, they're very nice people. They're very enthusiastic. And they love being around people. That's one thing that I can't goddamn relate to. I don't like being around people, man, in general. What did you think about this? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. And I wanted to talk about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. And hope you guys enjoyed the video yesterday that I posted about my classmate being transgender. Sorry for the mispronunciations. I didn't know what the proper word was to use. He or she. Yeah, I used he and she a lot. But I didn't know what was appropriate enough. So I just stick with he eventually. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, like I said, this one time at the park, before I end this video, I had met a person who had Down syndrome, and I didn't understand him because, and for you wondering, I didn't understand it because he took my goddamn ball, because it was mine. But you will also sometimes, and I'm pretty sure some of you have seen this as well in your little life, is that sometimes people with Down syndrome intend to have helmets, like bicycle helmets on their head. For those who are wondering why, they can sometimes fall because their neck and skull can be very fragile. When they fall, they can break the stuff, so they have that on. Some of them also like walking into objects like this, for example, like a chair. They will intend to sometimes hurt themselves as well because, you know, pain levels and stuff. But that's why, if you're wondering why sometimes you see people with like helmets on, it's for their protection mostly. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.